has been a long time since we did this. I think about a month, maybe a little more.
Maybe a little more.
I mean, a lot's happened in that time, guys. You know, I got my master's degree in fine arts, and Mike over here finally got married.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a beautiful wedding.
I mean, it was really scary to see Yellowstone explode and kill us all, but it's 2020, so I expected it.
If my memory serves me, I fought a giant Mecha Joe Frazier, and the world exploded.
If I'm correct, everybody died.
Oh, man.
Alright, so what are we doing now? Tifa is talking, Barrett's responding, Cloud's probably going to say something pithy. Alright, let's see, what's happening?
I think... nope, yep.
No, Japan doesn't let you do that.
Aww.
They actually talked about that.
About what, panty shots?
Yeah, the panty shots, because they were talking about the strict rating board that Japan has.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. They're actually really strict.
Yeah, they said you actually have to be able to take the whatchamacallit, the character the model, and flip it upside down, because you have to be able to see if there's anything in there that could be offensive.
Gotcha.
And that's why they all wear spats now.
Well, I know for a fact. What is it? Beheading. I know is gets you an adult-only rating in there, because I know Japan is 100% apparently against showing any kind of beheading.
Yeah, but they're against like all sorts of violence. That's why it doesn't matter how like mild the violence is, it'll always boost it up a grade than they want it to.
Then how the hell do they justify Berserk and all the things that came out in the 80s?
They just go, hey, it's Berserk.
Of which I'm surprised he gave us 2 chapters this year.
I feel like, you know what it is? His producers have been home the entire time, so he's been home, and
he doesn't have an excuse.
They literally know. They're like, you can't say there's something else coming up, and he's like, yeah, but I don't. They're like, no, give it to us. What are you doing? And he's like, I'm playing a dating sim. You need to stop that. Get back to work.
Get back to work.
I don't want to. I said get back to work, damn it.
I will say this. I'm very intrigued what the next chapter is going to be, because, spoilers if you guys didn't read it, a dwarf just showed up and struck the Berserk armor, which I think they said he made, and basically activated it.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine how much fun that's going to be.
I get the feeling that it's going to turn out that, Guts is going to have to go travel on his own.
I do like the fact that at this point they've almost basically omitted the fact that Skull Knight... They've basically announced that Skull Knight is probably the king.
Oh, no, they didn't basically. He is. They refer to him as the king.
And the mere
savior. Yeah. They might as well have just been like, here, our theories have been finally confirmed after 30-something years.
Next up.
Sad thing that it's actually almost been that long.
Yeah. I still love... My favorite joke about anime is...
Goddamn spiders.
What is it? One Piece. 800 plus episodes. Still haven't figured out or gotten to the One Piece. Gurren Lagann. Bunch of cave people traveled across the universe in 26 episodes.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
But Oda's a storyteller. Something... I'm not going to go there, because we shouldn't...
No,
we shouldn't. I know he'll never watch the videos, but...
I got into arguments with my coworkers about that. They're like, well, no, he's telling a good story. I was like, no, he's telling the same story now. He's literally pulling a George Lucas. He's telling us about how, they rhyme. Both sides, you can look at it.
Nice.
And, yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of interested on how Wano's going right now. I wasn't expecting Yamato at all.
I don't particularly like Yamato.
Yeah, man. Each their own.
Yamato is just gender-bent Luffy.
You're not wrong. I can't say you're wrong. I really can't. I like her, but that's just because I like the fact that we might actually get a female crew member who is a fighter.
I would rather carry it.
I'd rather carry it too, but at the same time, as you've seen... Because it looks like Nami just straight up lost Zeus now.
Or is losing Zeus.
Yeah.
Because unless she can somehow, I guess what's the other one? The solar one. If she can beat that, then
Napoleon? No, Napoleon's the hat, right?
no, the because she had two of them.
No, she had
the
one.
fireball, and then
No.
she had Zeus.
Fireball was with Big Mom. She only ever had Zeus.
Yeah. What I'm saying is unless she can beat the fireball,
Oh, okay.
Zeus is going to end up going back with Big Mom
now
because
I understand what you're saying.
yeah.
I'm just curious because it seems like we're actually moving forward. But the thing I hate right now is, when I got done work today, and before I picked you up, I actually went online to see, if there was any updates to the mangas, and I was upset. There was nothing to Kaguya because they said that was supposed to be out, but then there was nothing to One Piece.
One Piece has been on an every other week schedule since this has started.
But it has been 2 weeks since the last chapter went out.
Really? 'Cause
Yeah.
I remember reading it last week, so maybe it has been 2 weeks. But you know what? You got to remember too. The week before that was whatchamacallit.
What?
The big Japanese holiday they have.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
That's why at the end of summer they almost never have any manga or any anime out.
Okay.
Because there's that big holiday that happens at the end of July. So I think what they really meant was One Piece is not coming back for 3 weeks. Because it's in every other week, but then they also added the holiday week in there.
I mean, I'm fine with that. I just would like the information because I was expecting One Piece today. You know? I've also given up on Black Clover and My Hero.
Yeah.
I've for some reason this arc has made me lose insane amount of interest.
Well, he was already starting to. At least Black Clover, I gave up because the same reason I gave up on My Hero. It's just the biggest assholes in the entire world in storytelling. How did Black Clover lose it for me? Oh, what if I summoned the Wizard Hokage
they pretty
to go
much
deal with the demon that you guys are fighting? Oh, that's cool. How does My Hero handle it? What if we just made Shigaraki one for all without actually doing anything to make him one for all? It's like, I can't handle that.
I was really looking forward to this arc, but I mean, I've told you several times my feelings on Shigaraki as a character.
I think Shigaraki has gotten better over the time, but he's also, I don't know. I agree with the one community that I go to watch it on, or at least I go to read and discuss it with. They had the best line. They were like, the guy who wrote My Hero got a cold once, and then he forgot how to write. Because ever since he took that 1 week where he had a cold, the story has gone absolutely downhill. Because at that point, then it was like, well, Midoriya has 7 quirks, and Shigaraki, has this going on, and this is going on, and Endeavor's not as much of an a-hole as we all thought he is.
Alright, I kind of like that, because I do like Endeavor. I think his character moments...
But if you look at the original part, they really retconned him pretty hard.
Oh, okay, game. I was like, okay.
But not moving the story forward.
I wanted to explore some more because I'm going to get all the materia in here because why won't I?
Not today, apparently. But yeah, no. With Endeavor, I like the story they did with Endeavor, but they retconned him pretty damn hard.
Have they officially revealed that Dabi is his dead son?
No.
Or... But it's pretty much almost 100% at this point,
yeah,
right?
everybody pretty much knows it.
Has anyone... Oh, I mean, I'm about to ask you, but I was like, has anyone died on the hero side of Worth?
I think 1 or 2, but that's about it. And we don't know. We have kind of a question mark over Hawks and Miori. What's that bunny girl? Miyoki or whatever?
That's her name?
Okay. Whatever her name is.
I mean, the last thing I saw, which might tell you how far back I am, is she just got impaled by a bunch of Nomus, and then Endeavor showed up and was like, yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to cauterize your wounds, and that was it. And then, and this is why I stopped reading it, and I can't stand it anymore. So Shigaraki stops doing his decay to some extent, so that, the other heroes can come and fight. The other heroes come and fight, and Shigaraki can take on Endeavor by himself, strength to strength. And they have implied that Shigaraki in his current state is equal to Prime Alma.
Damn.
Yeah. And then, like, the last chapter, they were like, Momo is gonna actually try to do something. Because she's gonna try to take down Gigamento, or whatever his name is.
Oh, the guy...
Yeah, because, what is it? Miss Giant can't stop him because he's like, I think 10 meters taller than her.
What?
Yeah. Her biggest size, she cannot grow taller. So she can't, like, her big thing is that the reason why she becomes giant is because it gives her a size difference, and it gives her the advantage of giving strength and applying it. She can't use that against Giganto, so she has to
because
slow
he's taller
him down.
than her?
Yeah, because he's taller and he's built stronger.
Well, yeah, I mean, if I remember correctly, he's a walking shit brick house?
Yeah, he is a unstoppable tank. And that's what they're saying is the issue, is that because of that, she's not able to, like, stop him. So, Momo is going to create a massive amount of tranquilizer on him, and then the team is going to have to slingshot it into him.
Slingshot it?
Because there's no other way for them to do it. They also talked about the different power levels. Like they said, was it Tokuyami apparently is extraordinarily strong, offhandedly. Because, he was in Fat Gum's body. And, you know, because the way Fat Gum works is he can collapse his fat around you to keep you inside. And they said that Tokuyami has to be extraordinarily strong because no one could break out of his fat, but Tokuyami did.
You're gonna have to remind me who Tokuyami is.
The guy who has the Dark Falcon powers.
Oh! Wait, then... Oh, who'd he break out of then? A villain?
Fat Gum. Fat Gum, the superhero. The one who runs with Kishiyami, the, Red Riot.
Oh, okay, I know who you're talking about now.
And he was saying that when people get trapped in his fat, or when he secures people in there, they can't get out, or they can't freely push themselves out of it.
But he was able to?
And Tokuyami just basically shot himself out of him. They're like, he's super duper powerful! And I was like, I don't know about that.
I don't know, that's another problem I have with anime, is when you get to try and make a power scale system, because then...
Well, power scale systems aren't a problem, and you can solve them pretty easily. The issue is that...
I'm gonna get that.
What's that?
It's a summoning material. We're gonna get it.
Alright, you get it.
It's going. Well, I mean, it's gonna be later, but it's gonna be a bitch to get.
Alrighty, I'll have to get it. But I was gonna say the issue with it is just battle anime, because they just up the ante. They don't figure out how power scaling should work.
I mean, to some extent, JoJo does a good that because they don't just do some straight up battle. Sometimes they actually have the opponents actually have to be strategic with their, usage of their stands and everything.
Most of the JoJos have to actually just be smart and outthink their opponent. Like, whatchamacallit, Josuke and Jotaro had to outthink Kira. They didn't actually just beat him because they ran up and punched him to death. They actually had to think through, how do I deal with Killer Queen? How do I solve this issue? How do I deal with that?
And isn't Giovanni kind of the same way, or
yeah,
he had to?
Giovanni, I mean, it was a little bit of an ass pull, but at least it wasn't as bad of an ass pull of how he beat the ultimate guy. It's just because he was able to expand his stand to a point where, because his stand allows him to, I can't remember exactly what it does.
I think it allows him to reset. Like, I think it allows him to reset a certain amount of time, or...
Well, it lets him create things. And then when he got the expansion to it, when it became Goldwind Requiem, it lets him reset.
That's it. It lets him reset time.
It lets him it allows him to negate anything that's happened to himself. And because he's allowed to negate anything that happens to himself, he was able to reset time every time the one character goes to kill him. And that's how he ends up beating whatchamacallit.
Yeah, because doesn't he just put him in, like, an infinite time loop?
Yeah, because the guy could see 5 seconds into the future, but what he never realizes is that after the 5 seconds, he always is going to land the hit, but he never sees the actuality of reality, which is that he's going to hit him, and then Giovanni's going to reset himself so he can't die, and then he's going to attack and kill him, and he just resets himself back 5 seconds so he can try to redo it. But it always ends the same way. And he's stuck in an infinite time loop, like Kabuto was.
Yeah, and the only way he can break it is Well, he can't break it.
He can't. Yeah, he literally cannot break the loop. Kabuto could break it if he just acknowledged and accepted that he was wrong.
I mean, you got to think that's a pretty crappy way to die. Not even die. You're like
you're stuck in an infinite limbo of doing the same thing over and over again and never fixing it.
I know number 6 is pretty crazy. Goddamn Cloud, come on.
Jocelyn?
Yeah, only because of he's the first villain that actually kind of succeeds in their master plan. You know about Papa? Is it Papa Pedro or?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The
because
guy who was like best friends with Dio, apparently. Yeah.
And his stand, I think he has 2 stands. One lets him steal the ability of other stand users.
Well, he requiems his.
Yeah.
And when he requiems it, I think he was able to.
Oh, he was able to reset reality.
Yeah.
Because that's his big pull, is that his stand, when it's fully charged, allows him to.
Yeah, because he created Heaven's Gate. Or whatever it's called.
Oh, you read it or?
I read through because I wanted to understand Jocelyn, because everyone has a
love-hate or
love-hate. Yeah. Some people absolutely love Jocelyn as a character, and then other people talk about how Jocelyn's part was probably the worst part of all the series.
Well, I mean, effectively, if I remember correctly, doesn't it kill or doesn't negate all the stuff that happens in that timeline?
Yes.
Because it all gets restarted?
It does and it doesn't, because what it did, because they don't really fully explain it, is that there's one stand user who's from the original timeline, so we'll call that the Dio timeline, who's from the Dio timeline, who's still outside of it, and they're trying to deal with it, but they have not dealt with that person in any of the parts past part 6. So part 7 and part 8, Steel Ball Run, and the one he's currently on, they haven't dealt with that character too much, because he's basically running through time, trying to figure out how he can undo what Pedro did. While Pedro's going, yeah, no, we're not undoing it. But they also explained that the timeline that Pedro created was that you're born knowing your fate.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. You know exactly how you're going to die and why your life is going to live out that way. And that's why there's some problems with it, and people end up having issues.
Wait, so is Steel Ball Run in that universe the continuation of that, or is that just its own?
It's a reboot. 7, what Araki did, which I have to give him credit for, is he wanted to end JoJo initially, because it's not that he hated JoJo, it was just more he came to a point where he's like, I've done everything I kind of can.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. I mean, something can't run forever.
What he did with 6 is he created a soft reboot, and that's what 7 is. 7 is basically Phantom Blood all over again.
Yeah,
that's why it's Johnny Joestar.
But instead of being set in Europe,
yeah, instead of being set in the UK, it's set in America, and that's why you see characters that are like Dio-esque and things like that.
Yeah, because isn't the Dio in that like he has the ability to turn into a Velociraptor, or is that a Dio of another one?
I think it's another Dio. Because they don't.
I know the president though of America. His stand is it lets him go into the other timelines. I think.
Yes, dirty deeds done dirt cheap. D4C. He is my favorite villain of all time.
Is that his name, or is that his stand's name?
His name is Funny Valentine.
Okay.
And his stand is Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, or D4C. And he is, without a doubt, the craziest of all of them.
Doesn't he also bring back his old trope of you know his name, the Zappellis? Is that the?
Yeah, because Johnny has a Zappelli. I love...
and the Zappelli dies, right?
I think so. And the thing that I love...
Couldn't even give him in another timeline.
Yeah. The thing I love about... The thing I love about Steel Ball Run with Funny Valentine is the fact that Funny Valentine is so much better a character than Johnny Joestar. Whereas, like, when you look at, say, Joseph Joestar in, like, Part 2 and 3... and you're like, oh, well, he's a cool character. I'm with him. He's in the right, and so on and so forth. When you get to, like, Part 7, you're just like, oh, Funny Valentine? He's the one who's right. Fuck Johnny Joestar.